Blue Jays are flying high, but there's some other teams in Major League that are really doing phenomenal too. Who do you think the Blue Jays' biggest nemesis is going to be for this season?
Well,
Baltimore.
What's that, Bill? Baltimore?
Yeah, the Orioles are hot. They got a great team, very well managed.
I don't worry about Baltimore, I'll be honest with you. I don't think Baltimore has the starting pitching.
Yeah, they may not, but they've got the manager.
They do. Buck Showalter's a tremendous manager.
Pretty else in the league.
I think definitely the most complete team in the American League is the Kansas City Royals, and there's already bad blood now because of the 4-game series they played after the deadline. But obviously the team that's going to be the biggest nemesis for the Blue Jays is the team that's one game up on them in the division, the New York Yankees, because that's the team you've really got to catch.
You're not consider. I know you consider it, but you're not putting into play the wild card. The two teams that played in the World Series last year were both wild card teams.
That's true. Royals and Giants both had to win a 1-game playoff to get into the ALD and NLDS. But if I'm the Blue Jays, Billy, you know what? I do everything I can to avoid that one game.
Yeah.
The division's got to be your focus. If you don't catch the Yankees, that's fine. You'll probably play the Angels or the Orioles in the 1-game playoff. But your focus has to be, it's got to be catching the Yankees.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And I think that's what they're doing.
And everything is in front of them. They don't have to have anybody. They just have to win the series against the Yankees. Because then the tie, the 1 game, goes to the Blue Jays because they got a better record against the Yankees in the regular season.
That's right.
So if they've got how many left against the Yankees? 8?
7.
If they win 4, the Yankees win 3, the 1-game lead is resolved, and there's a tie for first, and tie goes to the team with the better record in the regular season. The Blue Jays are killing them.
Yep. So that's my answer. It's the Yankees. Listen, if you don't catch the Yankees and you play in the 1-game playoff, what you have to do is you got to now adjust your rotation to make sure that David Price is going in that 1-game playoff. And then if you win that game, now you'll have Price ready for Game 3 of the ALDS. But my focus is winning the division. You get to make the Yankees play that 1-game playoff. Try to avoid it at all costs, because even though the Royals and the Giants did it last year, Bill, the Royals were down 7-2 to the Oakland A's last year. They had to come back and have a miraculous comeback in that 1-game playoff just to get into the next series against the Angels.
Yeah.
Yeah, but going back to what we said at the beginning of this topic, I'd say the Baltimore Orioles are a pretty dangerous team.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of Buck Showalter. I love John Gibbons. I don't know what I don't see any lights on. But when Buck Showalter comes to the mound, he comes with a purpose, walks with a purpose, and he acts with a purpose, and that impresses me.
Well, if you were to ask me who the better manager is, John Gibbons or Buck Showalter, I'd say Showalter hands down. I just think that John Gibbons has a better team. And it's not a knock on John Gibbons. I agree. I think Showalter is one of the top. Showalter came to Baltimore with a swagger and said, we're not going to get our asses kicked by New York and Boston anymore. We're going to be a threat in this division. And since Showalter got there, the Orioles have been a playoff team pretty much every year. And before he got there, they were a basement-dwelling doormat of a franchise going nowhere.
I agree. And you know what?
Either way, they look like a very dangerous team this year. And I think that, they got the same hopes as the Blue Jays do.
Well, they don't have the same team the Blue Jays do. They don't have the same talent the Blue Jays do, so the Jays have them there. So
they
hopefully,
have their power. I mean, who is it? Davis, who's leading? Chris Davis?
Chris Davis, yeah.
If they'd been able to keep Jose Cruz, they'd really be Cruz.
Nelson Cruz, yeah. You're right. But the thing is, Nelson Cruz went to Seattle, and that was a big blow to Baltimore. And you look at Baltimore, and the problems for them is that, their young pitcher, Kevin Gossman, hasn't quite been able to develop the way they'd like to. Then you look at a lot of other guys in their rotation, Wei-Yin Chen, Miguel Gonzalez. These are average to above average pitchers. This is why I don't think they're the threat that maybe some people believe they are. I just don't think they have the horses. Offensively, they haven't scored the way that they've had last year. Matt Wieters hasn't been 100% healthy. Chris Davis, well, hits a lot of home runs, also strikes out a lot. And, Manny Machado's come back healthy. That's big for them. But 1 through 9, they don't scare me with their lineup the way Toronto and New York does.
Yeah, okay. Those are very valid points. But the Baltimore Orioles have a great team.
And they've got a reputation, Frank. They've got a swagger. They don't give a damn about the Blue Jays and the Yankees. They're convinced that Buck Showalter knows how to beat them.
Yep, and
may or may not.
I think you're exactly correct.
And Buck's the one that installed that swagger in them, and I like that. And that's why I like Buck Showalter.